Great. You ready for this?
Yeah, as ready as I'm gonna be.
All right. Hello, everybody. It's GL Smith with Northwest Vintage Guitars, and I'm here with Drew Brereton. It's 5 questions with Drew. Before we get started, I want to make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel and check out the other 5-question interviews. First question, Drew. What was your first guitar?
My first guitar was this red Epiphone Les Paul. It was like the cheapest guitar that we could get at Hoffman, I think. And it was like red and it had like a cream colored plastics and yeah, just like the cheapest Epiphone
Mm-hmm.
that they made, and it was badass.
Yeah, it got the wheels rolling,
Yeah,
right?
of course, yeah. Awesome.
Why, number 2, why did you start playing?
I actually love answering this question. So it's kind of twofold. My dad played guitar. He didn't play as much, I mean, he played when like he was my age, but not as much when I was a kid. But he had a guitar around, and when I would be hanging out with him, once in a while he would break the guitar out and he would play. I still remember like a lot of the riffs that he would play. He would play like Doobie Brothers songs and BTO songs and
Awesome.
Santana
And you got to hear it live.
yeah. So I remember just like sitting on the ground, like watching him play and being very entertained by it. And then the second half of it is way less cool. It was playing Guitar Hero. With the plastic guitar and the 5 buttons.
Yeah, it's your generation, man.
I think maybe after seeing my dad play guitar, and then like my sister got me into playing Guitar Hero, and I was hooked on that because I loved video games. And then I got to the point where I was like, I want to play the actual guitar. So
that makes sense.
Pretty quickly got to that
makes
point.
sense. And now we're at question number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling I may know the answer to this one.
Okay.
Who was your biggest inspiration when learning how to play?
Yeah, the early Eric Clapton. I'm sure you knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always tell people like up to like 1970 or 71, that era of Eric Clapton was big for me. I mean, there's others. I think nothing super unique. I don't think, like the Jimmy Page and Jimi Hendrix and all the.
But it was Clapton that sucked you in.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the one that I gravitated toward most. Right. The early Clapton, I have to be specific about that. Back
I do
when
remember
he was playing Gibsons.
I do remember you telling me you would sit down with like the entire album, like Disraeli Gears or something, and you would learn the whole thing, both sides.
Yeah, I learned Disraeli Gears front to back. At one point, I think I learned all of those solos, like pretty much note for note.
And I've heard you play them.
I probably still remember a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. Big. The 4th question.
Mm-hmm.
The one that got away. What guitar is no longer with you that you wish was?
That is a hard one because I
famously
don't get rid of very many things. I hoard guitars.
And you're young.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I trying to think of any. I mean, there are like a couple that I may have. I don't know. The only one that really comes to mind, I think it doesn't count because the story goes is that it was this black SG. It was a limited, like a very short run that Gibson did, and like I don't know. I think mine was a 2016 or something. It was cool. It had mini humbuckers and a Bigsby. And I bought it for cheap, and then I sold it for cheap because I didn't need it at the time, and I regretted it. It took me years, but I found another one and bought the same model, same finish, and everything. So I have one now, so I don't know if that counts.
All right. Well, we'll move on to question number 5. Desert Island. 1 amp, 1 guitar. What is it going to be for the rest of eternity?
This is an easy question, I think. It would be my 335 and my Black Super.
The Black Super.
The Black Super, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that anything else has beat it out yet.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it. That's been 5 questions with Drew Brereton. Drew plays with a number of bands. And be sure to check him out on Spotify, Brittany's House. And again, he's in the Bedheads with Eric Kennedy. Mm-hmm. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We're going to list all the bands that Drew's in down below with links to his music. Great guitar player. But for now, that's it. 5 questions with Drew Brereton. See ya.
How'd I do?
You did great.
Okay.